Seeking to clear his family's name, swordsman Zhou Huaiyan works for Feng, a eunuch of the Ming Dynasty's Eastern Depot. His latest mission is to ambush a Western Depot convoy. Huaiyan must kidnap a girl being transported by the guards and deliver her to Feng at a tavern called Dragon Gate Inn. Fighting off the competition to take the girl proves easy, but once at the tavern, Huaiyan realizes he can't bring himself to hand her over to his cruel master. In 1967, King Hu directed the historical action film Dragon Gate Inn, which set the standard for the genre for decades to come. A quarter-century later, Tsui Hark produced a remake that once again won over martial arts fans and proved that remakes aren't always worse than the original. Sometimes they're so different that they form a strong artistic tandem with it. A couple of decades after that, Tsui Hark took another shot at the story, this time as a director with Flying Swords of Dragon Gate. Yet another version of Dragon Gate Inn, stylish but nowhere near as groundbreaking. In the spring of 2024, China's online film industry unexpectedly released 2 new adaptations of this story. On April 5th, Guo Yulong's new Dragon Gate Inn arrived, turning the titular tavern into a giant floating fortress and spicing up the down-to-earth plot with fantasy elements typical of modern online films. The result wasn't exactly bad, but compared to its legendary predecessors, it fell flat, and Chinese audiences tore it apart. This put the creators of another new Dragon Gate Inn, subtitled The Awakening of a Hero, in a tough spot. Made by a completely different team, this film was originally set for release on April 19th, 2 weeks later. But after Guo Yulong's project failed to win over viewers, the producers of The Awakening of a Hero decided to play it safe and delayed their premiere by another month, which unfortunately didn't save the film. And it's easy to see why. Yes, this movie is closer to the original and the 1992 version, but narrative similarity alone doesn't guarantee anything, except making the flaws of the new adaptation more glaring. And flaws there certainly are. From an uninspired, formulaic script to an obviously low budget, which forces director Huang Jian-Bo to cut corners on action and special effects. At one point, Huang even skips a fight scene entirely, showing only sword swings and close-ups of the opponent's faces, perhaps aiming for something conceptual and artsy, but ending up dull and cheap. Where the filmmakers didn't miscalculate was in casting Leni Lan, who plays the tavern's proprietress. A star of the notorious 3D remake of Sex and Zen, Lan channels Maggie Chung from the 1992 Dragon Gate Inn, building her character around sex appeal. Her character dresses in flashy red outfits and communicates exclusively through flirtation, yet unerringly chooses the side of good. In the end, she's the brightest spot in The Awakening of a Hero. Alas, not bright enough to recommend the film as a whole. Why waste time on something we've already seen multiple times and done better is beyond understanding.